Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the Intel Gamer Days Valorant Community Cup. The games are now going to be continuing as the lower bracket run is going to be coming in this time around to see exactly who will be heading on down over to the lower bracket grand finals to get that one-way ticket to the revenge story that we all deserve. Now it's going to be your boy Aggressive with Oro on my side to bring you all the action, and I'm really excited for this one because it's been a while since these lower bracket runs have been this spicy. And honestly speaking, all of these teams, they have their eyes dead set on getting to that grand final stage because they know that if they don't get to that grand finals, there is no third place position that they're going to be getting anything from. Because don't forget, when you look at the prize pool, there's only first and second. Just like in the game of Valorant, either you win or you're going to be the ones to lose.
Yeah, definitely. And the overall prize pool for the event is 3 lakh Indian rupees. And if you are the champions of Intel Gamer Days Valorant Community Cup, you get 2 lakh Indian rupees, and runners up gets 1 lakh Indian rupees. But see, there's a bragging right which goes with it, and also it's going to be interesting to see because these tournaments which are helping the grassroots level teams, right, aggressive, I think this is the best place for these teams to set a standard or to find their footing and see that how much they can assess themselves among these top players, because we have seen experienced teams like Chilcord and also experienced players. We have the format right in front of our screen. This is the playoff stage, and that is why you are able to see this double elimination format, which will continue till 4th of September. Today is the lower brackets for from where we will see one team getting eliminated right now. Aggressive, this is a serious part of the tournament where we will not see any more teams waiting or getting any more chances. Like, if you are losing here, you are right out of the tournament.
Absolutely. This is where a team can really just have their entire dreams be crushed or have their dreams come true as well. Possibly even get picked up by an organization. You never really know, because
Yeah.
this is where the Intel Gamer Days really does help, as all of these teams and all of these players, of course, are now going to be coming together once again, forming this mixed bag of players to just get themselves in the right mindset, right, with all of the other tournaments that are going to be coming on by. And hey, if you guys
True.
want to make sure to get notified on all of the tournaments that we have for you at the Esports Club, make sure to hit that notification bell also down below, and make sure to follow our socials at the Esports Club as well. And as you are going to be down there checking down all of those, make sure to check out our lovely people at Reliance Digital as well. Again, links in the description and of course on the side for the pinned comment as well, because in celebration of the Intel Gamer Days, if you guys want to climb your ranks in Valorant and want to compete as well, don't let your device hold you back, because Intel Gamer Days are now here, and with now is the perfect time to upgrade, because Reliance Digital has brought some exciting offers on various Intel core powered gaming laptops until the 14th of September. You can also get a cashback of
Yeah.
up to 8,000 INR on purchase of Intel core powered gaming laptops, and exchange benefits worth up to 20k INR. These offers won't be lasting
Yeah.
long, because again, everything's limited for the Intel Gamer Days, so make sure to check it all out. Links down below and of course on the pinned comment on the side. But I digress. First initial game, we have to talk about it, which is going to be Rat Syndicate going up against Team EXO India. Now, Team EXO India, they had a phenomenal performance throughout this entire tournament, but now they are in this lower bracket for a very particular reason. One of their biggest shortcomings have now come to bite them, and going up against Rat Syndicate, are they going to be able to come back from it? Will they be able to
Yeah.
overcome the limitations that they do have when it comes down to their agent composition? That's what we're really here to find out.
Yep. See, I have seen Rat Syndicate play, right, and I have heard both of you, like you and Salty, have talked about Rat Syndicate, saying that they are one of the favorites to reach that grand final spot. So definitely, they will be going in as the favorites, right, aggressive in this game. But if you are Team XOIND, so how will you prepare for this matchup? I think the best way to prepare is to not to overthink situations, which I feel Rat Syndicate do a lot. And to be specific, if you can catch their players off guard, right? Yesterday Paradox was not in a best shape which we wanted to see. If I talk about the lineup specifically, we'll see Tricky. Like, Tricky was the only player who was fragging all cylinders, but then Rat Syndicate, they need to pick up things, but at this moment they have picked up Heaven. Okay, so this is the first time I'm going to see Heaven on Intel Gamer Days aggressive.
We've been watching Haven every single goddamn time. That's probably because you haven't been with us for the earlier stages through the
The
qualifiers
beginning,
where we
correct.
did a bunch of the BO1s. Yeah, every single BO1 just led us to Haven at almost every turn. Road was one of those maps that did get picked up by some, but immediately getting banned out by others. Kuro generally is a map that you'd never really want to play on this tournament unless you have proper strategies for it. Team EXO India, they're not really a team that you want to go up against on this
Hmm.
particular map for one reason. They have Alpha Warrior, and this guy on that Reyna is just an absolute powerhouse of a player. You can just easily turn everything on from his end. And Alpha Warrior again up to his good old shenanigans. Picks up the radar instantly. No remorse. No real second guesses whatsoever because he's the Reina champ for the team. And honestly speaking, it's a big surprise that Team EXO have gotten this far just having Arena on their team. They don't really have a lot of
Mhm.
utility under their belt, and not
Yeah.
having that insane level of utility and still finding this much value throughout this entire tournament in such a high stakes scene at the Intel Gamer Days Valorant Community Cup, you can tell that this team, just purely on the basis of their raw fundamentals, have been going above and beyond what normally should be capable of from a team. And now they're
Mhm.
here to prove that having those raw fundamentals are well enough for this team to really
Yeah.
value their own stability and be able to shut down the grades such as the Rat Syndicate possibly.
Yeah, Brad Syndicate, I mean, they are under discussion. Okay, Huey has confirmed Cypher. He probably would have thought, okay, KJ might be a better option. Sinks finally confirms onto that Breach. See, Breach and Neon will obviously be a different ball game. It's going to be a very good combination play coming in, which we used to see with Breach and the Jet. Usually, Sky and Raze are a better combo plays, which we used to see on Heaven, or either the Breach and the Jet. Now it has come down to Neon and the Breach. But on the other end, I see a Reina on Team EXO India. So that's going to be interesting because Reina is a solo player. It's very difficult to assist a Reina. So it's going to be very very interesting to watch out how Team EXO IND mixes and matches
Absolutely.
Reina alongside a Neon and with a double duelist. That's going to be very very interesting because if again we have seen multiple times when you are going up with a double duelist meta, you need to create spaces. Even if you are on a defender's half, you cannot sit back and just wait. Specifically with Arena, it's not a holding agent. You can't do that. Even if I think the opponents are trying to create some pressure, you need to be the one to make the first move other than sitting back and just holding things up.
Yeah, absolutely. Reina just has an urgency to her in a lot of those engagements, and that's where the real problem lies. You become a very telegraphed team on what you want to do next because Reina doesn't allow you to have that flexibility to go in for a lot
Yeah.
of different set plays that you would have in mind. But with Alpha Warrior starting off on the defensive side, it's not really the end of the world for them because they can slowly ease their way in towards the game just a tiny bit. But
Yep.
Haven is a map that is very much reliant on you as the defenders taking a lot more of those aggressive engagements and also playing the map out for as much information as you possibly can. This game has its
Hmm.
ups and downs, of course, but then again, those ups and downs do have their tendencies to just be in the favor of a team that knows how to be aggressive and pull back
Correct.
their entire aggression at any moment throughout the entire game. This map
Yeah.
facilitates those kind of fundamentals, and a team that understands that, hey, we can be as aggressive as we possibly want in our own rights,
Hmm.
then of course we're gonna be the ones to take the advantages for ourselves. But you
Yeah.
should never get way too complacent in the positions that you are
Hmm.
in. Rat Syndicate, they understood that yesterday in the matchup that they played up against Chillcord, so hopefully they're not gonna underestimate their opposition in any way or overestimate them either, because showing respect is important, but showing too much respect does mean that you're losing out on key potential map control and also catching your opponents off guard.
Hmm. That is something that I think both the teams would have gone through while the discussion was how and what went wrong in their upper bracket matches, and of course they did not end up on the winning end. They came down towards the lower bracket. So now the situation is of course, if you are not winning this best of three, you do not get any more chances. This is going to be the last chance. So obviously every match and every round is going to be very crucial for both the teams, and I think Rat Syndicate has picked up Heaven. So of course, this is going to be an interesting thing to see that Rat Syndicate is pretty confident on Heaven, and we have seen Rat Syndicate do well on three-sided maps. We have seen them playing against Diversity on Lotus, but in comparison to what happened with Chilcot was a different ball game. But since this is a different team, different day, a fresh start for both the teams, so of course, who do you want to pick? Really quickly, aggressive.
I'm gonna be leaning a little bit more towards the members of Rat Syndicate here, just
Okay.
because, of course, they're a team that in my opinion, should always have value no matter what because of their team play and synergy. But there's a lot of buts and ifs going into that. Tricky's going to be the first one to go in for the kill. The trades do come in, but it still favors the members of Rat Syndicate. But overall, Team EXO, they still do have a chance of coming back in towards this game, but it's all dependent on how long Sinks is going to be able to hold down the line. Snag, sorry. But immediately it's going to be UV and Tricky who just immediately brings them back down to earth. The Rat Syndicate now in a very significant advantage with the last player coming in for the flank. They're going in for a couple of pop shots, but Savage Yoda's not going to be able to find it. Instead, it's going to be Paradox who brings him back down. And the members of Team EXO just could not really find a proper foothold for this defensive set.
Yeah, correct. Team EXO IND with a good start. And this is something which they
actually,
would have to...
the overlay is flipped.
Oh yeah, this is Team Rat Syndicate. Yeah, that's what I was confused about. Okay, that's okay. Team Rat Syndicate has a good start right now, but Team EXO IND, since they are on their defensive half right now, so obviously, as I said, wait, they have to be the ones to go out there and get some picks. Okay, Savage. With that camera, he would have got some information. Will he find the breach? Or Sinks was trying to peek out there, but then nothing there. Looks like a C approach from Team Rat Syndicate. Godfrey will pass on the information. The dark cover is done. The fault line. Okay, this is going to be interesting with this Bucky. He misses the first shot. Recovers in the second one. Comes in and swings and gets the second one as well. Oh boy. Just starting to get it back. Okay, Reina got one. But then there was no time to recover whatsoever. But Rat Syndicate really quickly gets onto that second point.
Good God, this is Team EXO for you, ladies and gentlemen. Even when they're being completely rushed in by Homeboy, they still somehow get away with 2 kills in the process. Gotta love it when you see it, but the members of the Rat Syndicate just purely relying on this breach and its speed to give them that entry point that they need. Sinks in particular has been an absolute treat to watch as well, because the way that he has been finding value in a couple of these rounds is what's really giving them that significant of an edge. Savage Yoda, though, again, one of those players that you can always rely on to be a significant edge for your team. But Homeboy now up and ready, up close and personal with the Bucky once again. Being a nuisance to society, Godspree's not going to be the first one to be out of this smoke anytime soon, and he needs information for his teammates first to come in. Savage Yoda sucking down over to a corner, but still, the shots do reign supreme. Sinks is not going to be the one to find that kill, and instead, it's going to be Homeboy who's looking for more. Angles done, corners given, goes in for one more shot, but he's just not going to be able to find it, but instead, it's going to be UV into his back line, perfectly flanked out. He does find 2, and now down over to a 2v2 situation. Oro, it's time for him to go in for the shots, but Paradox, he is now up and running on the server. Good God, this man, he is angry after the performance that he had yesterday, because today on the Omen, he looks like a brand new person.
Yep, there was a reason I think they have swapped out Paradox with Sinks, right? He's now the breach guy who's playing it on Heaven. He has swapped out to on Omen, but then that doesn't matter. This is what we have been missing from Paradox. We know that how kind of a responsible player he is, and he is a character which we were missing yesterday at least. Now he's back with bang. Third round comes up. The bonus round has been converted now. Tricky there with lineup, but he needs to go be expecting. Oh my goodness me. Yoda comes and slaps Tricky over there, but Sinks trades him up. There's another Sinks on Team EXO IND who's holding A long over there. This is the eco round. And Rat Syndicate knows that, but still they're wanting to be slow. This is interesting. Looks like a C approach from Garage. Paradox is holding the double doors. Godspeed. It's gonna be a timing and...
Oh no, Godspeed.
Yes, on Ram. He gets one. Okay, it's gonna be interesting. He gets the gun. He needs to wait. He passes the gun to his teammate, which is a good option. The spike has been planted though. Now the retake seems a little bit doable right now, aggressive.
Only one player in towards the side. This has gone from bad to worse. That poor old Sinks is not going to be able to do much there. Homeboy in towards the corner. Needs to try and survive this recon bolt. That could catch him over from the sidelines. But look at Homeboy. Good God. Crispy when it comes down to the tabs. As Team Exo in here, they have no idea what to expect when Homeboy is on that Neon. Clean, swift, and an absolute assassin when you need him to be. Look at the discipline coming in from their players, especially in a round like this. So chaotic indeed. But Homeboy, being that young talent, he is not fazed by anything. Team EXO immediately takes this pause coming in from Savage Yodha to just give his team a little bit of a talking to on what to do next, because Rat Syndicate at the speed of these entries have just been so quick. And none of the members of Team EXO are really able to rally together to even figure out what the hell is going on. Rat Syndicate, they want that ticket to that grand final stage once again. They want to get that chunk of the prize pool, the 2 like INR, for themselves, because that match against Chillcourt left a lot to be desired for coming from them.
True. I'm sure Team EXO IND would be discussing about the facts that yep, they are looking of course the better team right now, Rat Syndicate, but then the aim duels are also not being able to convert it, which is being the biggest problem right now for Team EXO IND. The individual aim duels needs to be in their favor, otherwise it's going to be difficult. The trade game is on. Homeboy is on a different level. This is the Homeboy we witnessed yesterday on Core Road for some bits at least, but when we know that when he is in song, he can be a pain in the ass, and right now he is. Okay, interesting. He's rushed in towards the sewers. Oh no, Paradox! He could have taken down, but Alpha Warrior was expecting him. This time he gets shut down. Sinks with a good trade over there on Homeboy. The UV took down Alpha Warrior. Sinks is ready with his Hunter Fury and the Owl Drone, but the position is revealed. The neural theft has revealed out the positioning. UV! He's there! UV!
Oh my God.
Goodness me! With a slight tap on the D. With the left click, of course. Goodness me. UV, super confident. The 5th round comes in now. Now as an Team EXO IND aggressive, what do you discuss? After the timeout, everything was going correct until UV popped up.
That execution was just absolutely demonic, UV. He should not have gotten away with that any day of the week, because this man was just in no man's land. That territory should not have been his, but seemingly for the members of Team EXO, doesn't matter how much you give in towards the round, even if you hit the perfect shots, it's just not going to be enough. Homeboy now in towards the corner. Hunter's Fury being utilized over from the sidelines. They're looking for more, but they're not going to be able to find all the kills that they would have wanted. Some Groms does by the trades, but still the members of Rat Syndicate, they are not yet ready to give this one up. Trades galore coming in from either side. The floor of Haven painted in the bloods of their enemies, but still, regardless of it, Rat Syndicate looking for more, but Alpha Warrior down in these 1v1 situations. This is where this man does not get phased. Team EXO finally a saving grace for them as they get the first round on the board for themselves, but is it a little bit too little too late to find that stability for your team? Or will this be the point where your team is able to make that comeback, take a 5-5 and possibly a 75 lead going into that second half? The snowball should start from here on out, but that was a big investment of the Hunter's Fury in that last round, and one of the strongest ultimates that they do have other than that overdrive from the side of the game.
Yeah, the Rolling Thunder, the Hunter's Fury, and the Overdrive is active for Rat Syndicate. Looks like they're gonna hit A fast and quickly. They're waiting towards window. Oh, Sangram, I think with that spam, he took down. Oh my goodness me. Since he traded Alpha Warrior though, but then before that could happen, 2 players from the window was taken down pretty early. Rat Syndicate have been taken aback. They need to line this out pretty slow. Still holding outside B, and they know it. Sangram is feeling that something is happening outside B. That is why he has left out that area. Playing for retake, which is a good option. Okay, the Owl Drone would have spotted him, of course. This position is revealed. Okay. Uses his relay bolt. Repositions himself. Dark cover comes in. Entry denied. They have to rethink Rat Syndicate. What do you... Moving in towards garage, towards C. Sinks. Will he be able to? Okay. His position is revealed. Paranoia being used. Sinks gets the second one as well. It's a 1v3 for UV right now. Gets the spike. Puts out the camera. Position is revealed, of course. Sangram was covering. And UV has been taken out. A pretty good round coming in from XOIND. The early initial picks which came in from the window area was, I think, concerning for Rat Syndicate. They couldn't, get their footing right in the round because of those two early frags which came in, right? Aggressive.
Yep. They've done well for a lot of these fights, and knowing this build up, this game plan, and members of Team really figured out what they need to bring back this game. These last couple of rounds have been a little coming from them. Finally, we do see that switch up and that change that was pretty much required from this. Snacks. They do utilize the owl drone here to find a little bit more of an urgency in their overall up. But and then they're taking their time for these fights because they understand that even with this, they're not gonna be able to do much with this one. They need to be careful of how these engagements work. First of all, you have to realize how Rat have been generally playing a lot of these attacking sides. They've been very rush focused, but now taking a much more of a slower, this could be the thing that they need to throw the members of Team XOIND off guard. But even then, the tripwire setup coming in for Savage Yoda will always be a homeboy in from the sidelines. They need to go in for this hit. The attack does come in from the camera, but an instantaneous spam. That's going to be the first one. Sangram's going to be able to get that kill. That's going to be things instantly being shut down. You need to try and hold on to those defensive lines. The Hunter's Fury still in hand. Overdrive in one, but even then, it's just not going to be enough. The flood comes in, ladies and gentlemen. Homeboy pulls out the overdrive, but it's just not going to be enough. As Team XOIND flood the side and immediately shut them down. The defuse comes in as well. As 3-5 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, and it seems as though my premonition for this comeback could become, as they do get 3 rounds and their economy is booming.
I mean, how couldn't they spot the camera, right? Aggressive. The camera relayed so much of information for Savage Yoda and for Team XOIND, because of which the retake was possible. I mean, constantly tagging and pinging him was frustrating, and nobody was, interested in breaking it. That costed them big time.
Okay, so the thing with the thing that Savage right is he kept that camera on his entire face, so no one knew that in this side.
Yeah, correct.
Cam is absolutely hidden because it's so compared to everyone else that it's gonna get caught on something like this. And now I do believe that Savage Yoda has another cam present, but matter because UV immediately coming in from C long and he just brings him back down. UV, yeah, this is what you want to see at Rat Syndicate. Fine. Figured out the strat, and they brought the members of TV to their knees.
I would have spotted that trap, that owl drone. With the Hunter's Fury, the Rolling Thunder available, this diffuser is going to be very difficult. Oh my goodness me, Alpha Warrior was expecting Paradox over there. The trap is broken off. The fault line comes in, his position is revealed though. Alpha Warrior gets UV2, but they'll play on for that Hunter's Fury. Yeah, exactly, but they're going for that half diffuser. It's gonna be interesting to watch. Oh my god, goodness me! Sangram with that overdrive gets both of them.
How?
Oh, somebody should have expected that push. What was Sinks doing on that area? On that corner, he should have expected that the overdrive would be committed.
Situation in this entire world, this should have even happened, and somehow it did. And this is just what happens when your team gets a little bit too complacent in their positions. As Team XOIND just show when they have them under their belt. There's you can solve them. Even with the man advantage, they keep on falling. Now, knows for a fact that UV's just waiting for him on the opposite too long. They're gonna need to slow. Even with the one having their Rat Syndicate don't have the best of buys on their members just yet. Dependent on one thing and one thing alone. Not the first initial opener. Sangram's gonna be the first one to take that fight. Paradox gets tagged immediately. They're gonna need to try and make a run for it, as he does get the information that he wanted. Team X playing this one so well because of how aggressively they're playing. They've all be in need of where the members of Rat Syndicate are in for hits here. With picking, this is where the engagement will start, and for them, they're going to be opting for a much more of a 5v5 retake, because they know that they can't take a fight against them just as soon as something to flood in. Rat Syndicate, they can't have that pressure.
Yeah. Oh boy. He holds the key. Oh my goodness me. Sangram takes down Tricky over there. Possibility of a neural theft usage from Team XOYND, but before Homeboy could move away, Sinks gets him down. But the position being revealed constantly. Sangram gets another one. The long position has not been so effective. The spam is coming in. The spam comes in from UV. He saves the day. Goodness me, in Rat Syndicate. Oh my goodness, UE, another time, he saves the day for Rat Syndicate. The 6th round comes in.
Wait a second. UV, I think he had a cyber cage right on Spike. So he just spammed in the exact direction of... That's why the spam was so perfect coming out from his... Generally, you don't have pings anymore in this game, right? Because you can set up smokes by the map. Instead, you just...
Yeah, okay. At this point of time, the recon dart from Sinks. Position is revealed. Homeboy! Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Homeboy slides in. Pretty easy control of the site. This time, Paradox is waiting. He has used his From the Shadows. Taken heaven control, got spree. It's going to be a hell of a fight. He has the paranoia, but still he didn't use it. Why would you not want to use that ability if you have it? Now he has to run, no other choice, but Singh gets the trade though, but Tricky comes in for his cleanup. This moment, the 7th round comes up. Everyone thought that the 7-5 scoreline would be an ideal swap for Team XOYND, but Rat Syndicate would want that 8th round to come in. These are some basic mistakes which I think Team XOYND are make aggressive at this point of time. You have those abilities, and why are you keeping it safe? You know you're expecting that player there. You should have used that paranoia, but nothing there.
This is what you want to see from this members of Team Hit. They're turning up things again. Now they've found a winning formula. Ready to give this one up anytime soon. Taking his time, winning outside of this garage angle. Worry about 2, with none of his teammates up and ready to give him any form of help. Looking to be ripe for the picking, as Godspeed's going to be holding on to that defensive. It's now UV broke through pretty much that perfect lure, going for himself. Paradox shut down the second 2. Savage Yoda, none the wiser. Sangrams does over towards the smoker, but the thing is, the ace already opened in, and all of their members are just gonna need to... It's all up now on the way that Team EXO want to try and take this fight. They need to be a little bit quick with this one. They can't wait for everyone to come in, because they need to know it's gonna be Alpha who brings it to them. Beautiful shot on towards the face of Homeboy. Now with the utility coming in, but look at UV, absolutely a team effort. He is not being ready to give it up. You get backside being a team like this. Kills to his... He's been having the best you could have ever asked for from a Cypher player, and he can look easy.
I mean, aggressive. I don't understand the fact that, you know, why is Team XO and IND fighting so individually? You know, in the rounds they were fighting as a team. they were constantly able to get those trades up, because you saw Alpha Warrior, right? He was alone, peeking right from there. He got one pick. He could have waited for Godspeed to come in, but then he didn't do so. And those individual fights, if you are getting involving yourself into duels, I think there are good chances that the opponent will take you down. And when you have a player like UV, oh goodness me, we'll talk about that later. Homeboy, I've got the second one as well. Tricky, he knows what can happen over there, but Sangram, after Shock, cleared out that angle. Paradox, he gets one, he gets a second. Oh my goodness, these right clicks are so frustrating, aggressive.
Yeah, it feels like a slap to the face, doesn't it, when you have it in your hand, and then you just like on the corner, and it feels like your mom's gonna be the one who slap you across the face instead. But for now, Sings, it's his turn. Just happened with that classic. He's gonna be good for the double kill. Never mind, a wide swing. God, a Ferrari P coming in from Sings immediately shut down these two players. The members of Rat Syndicate. There is no world where they would have won this round. I had no idea how they did it, because with so many of these earlier frags, yeah, going in the favor of Rat Syndicate, it was perfect, but with double, both of them holding the exact same angle, you would have expected this to work, but the situation is just so harsh that Rat Syndicate, they won that round purely upon the brilliance of one singular. And even then, that should never have happened, because Ferrari P and team missed their shots.
Yeah. Godspeed. Holding spot. Paradox looking to find something, but these guys are stacking up towards A. Team XOIND. Somebody needs to check. There might be a trap placed, but the problem is they don't have the economy. Savage Yoda! He gets taken out. No, the trap is no more a part of the game. The push which was coming in is all over the place right now for Team XOIND. Two players have created pressure. And once something like this happened, you don't have the weaponries, you need to run in towards the side. But then the side is also stacked up. Now Homeboy comes in with that outlaw. Gets one. Homeboy has been dinged. And Shorty couldn't help him, of course. Homeboy cleans up. Sinks as well. Converts around. The double-digit marker is up for Rat Syndicate. If this continues aggressive, the match is gonna get over before even we could say anything. Right now, Team XOIND, other than those few 4 rounds where they were playing as a team and were making things happen for themselves, I don't think we can say much about their plans and executions which they have been trying on Heaven.
Yeah, it's been a little bit back in a couple of these rounds, and I think that's what you have to deal with from time to time. Have your fade in rounds like this. But for Rat Syndicate, are they going to be able to capitalize upon momentum that they've been able to bring here by going in for a bit of a spray? And Gram's going to be able to find that catch. Pearl tricky, none the wiser for it. Try to maybe go in for a cheeky little shock dart or even a recon bolt with a couple of lineups, but Aceward with his own life for this fight. Team Exo now, it's all about playing it slow without that recon bolt. They know for a fact that Rat Syndicate need to be a lot more aggressive onto their sidelines, but look in for that perfect backstab. Enemy territory, he's looking for more. Possibly with the jump down, they need to kill the Cypher, but the Moral 6 going for a little bit more of an play, but it just didn't work out in the way that you would expect for one kill. The Sheriff does bring damage towards Paradox, and that's your smoker now gone. This is gone from bad to worse, as the members of Rat Syndicate really needed Paradox to stay alive in this round, because if he did, there was a good chance they could have gone in for a bit of a retake. But now, I think it's done and dusted. This round close to impossible for them as Team Exo. Take a wire on for themselves, but the question is, will they win it decisively, because their economy is in the best of shape.
UV doesn't have HP to play with. Only Homeboy who has to bring something special. UV doesn't have HP. One shot on his legs also will take him down. Alpha Warrior didn't even need that. He takes down UV pretty easily. Finally, something for Team XOIND. This is supposed to be their breeding ground. The attackers half, where they have that double duelist comp. They need to be pretty quick and aggressive with that Reyna and the Neon. Of course, we know Reyna has her own limitations, but then at this point of time, they need to play more collectively. I can see Godspree, he's literally struggling with 2 frags only. Homeboy has a big gun right now. And this can be, oh my goodness, Sangram, he was slapped on his face with that operator. No, why? Spike it down. It's all over the place, aggressive.
Absolutely. They're falling like dominoes in every six fights. And there hasn't been a single situation they've been able to find a saving. That's tricky. Perfect 180 coming out from him. Dips in his overall head aim level either. Just goes to show how skilled they are when these close proximity duels happen. They're ready to run on away. Team EXO, yeah, they have some yes, they have Alpha Warrior, but Godspree having such a lax performance for their team going to suffer. Rat, how do you want to turn this? How do you want to finish off finishing off a match? It's always going to be a difficult one, but if your opponents are give away free kills like this, the relay bolt wasn't even perfectly utilized by them. And now Homeboy, he's just gonna keep on going, caught out by a recon bolt and he does not even care. He's still that fight. And now Alpha Warrior waiting on the opposite side. They've taken so much damage trying to take this to execute. Team XOIND, I do given up on trying to win out on this particular game here. As there's one to take out and a leap of faith, try and open up the map. But even then, Paradox with a perfectly placed out Paranoia goes in for the multiple frags, straight taps of his own to show the aggression and the drive for a victory here from their side. His team just rallying up behind go in and finish off this round. 5, ladies and gentlemen, as the map of Haven, the strongest map for Team XOIND throughout this entire tournament, seems to be just another office for the members of Ratson.
I mean, okay. Before I say this isn't their map pick though. Rat Syndicate picked this up, so you can understand that if this is their best map, if this is the best performance, what do you expect on Sunset? It's going to be very difficult. You know, this map is done and dusted. You know, the retaliations, everything, the planning. I mean, the Neon is running in like a madman. See, you know, Godspree, he's struggling with his aim game. He's not able to find value. They don't have weaponries to play with. It's nothing in their favor. They have 2 ultimates. Their position is revealed though. You know, why was the relay bolt used? A lot of things to be questioned on their favor. Team XOIND, they need to rethink a lot before they jump onto that second map, because I don't think there's anything left out in this game for them.
This does not look clever, but Homeboy maybe getting a bit too ambitious in the way that he wanted to try and take. Neural Theft already utilized all of the players flooding in towards the side to try and go in for this retake. UB takes the backseat, but Tricky got a slap to the face on Grum, who's now on the floor here already. The overdrive could have been an important key tool for them to victory, but regardless of that, first one to take that fight. Beautiful jiggles coming out from him to go in for that kill, and Tricky just finishes it off. This is the game of Valorant, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of heart, of course, endless suffering. Because Rat Syndicate, they were out here to take no prisoners, and for Team EXO, this victory is gonna sing a little bit here from their side, because they should have been the ones to take this particular map, because arguably every single time Team EXO have mounted a comeback in any of their BO3 series, it has been on the map of Haven. But we're going to be jumping on down over into a very short little break to bring you the statistics for this particular matchup to see exactly how Haven West started all the way up till the very end. As we are going to be heading on down there, make sure to check out all the links on the description, and of course the pinned comment on the site. See Digital to get yourself an Intel 4-power gaming laptop. And we're going to be heading on out, and we're going to be back to the real shortly with a lot more Valorant action. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for Gamer Days Valorant Community Cup, as the first initial game for this BO3 series was a little bit more of a one-sided affair than what we expected, as Rat Syndicate really did come out of the gates running, and they did for even a second. Team EXO IND, though, on the opposite side of the spectrum, had their ups, had a very good comeback in some of those rounds, but they're not able to carry that momentum all the way to the map of Haven. But as they are going to be jumping on down over on some pickup that they wanted for themselves, I'm a little bit worried, because Rat Syndicate, if they are strong on the map of Haven, then their setup on the second game is just going to be even more difficult, because you can already tell that Sangram, yeah, he had a phenomenal performance on this Neon, but UV on this Cypher has been a phenomenal player that we need to talk about, because UV getting some of those was absolutely criminal. There was no situation where UV should have been allowed to win any of them.
Exactly. I think UV was outstanding on that Cypher, and the way he was, holding sites, also, lurking and clutching round for his team. That just showcases that if your Sentinel can do this, and still the scoreline shows to be 5-13, the team is doing perfectly well. And even like Sinks was doing his job really well. He was supporting Homeboy. The utility usage was so good. The fault lines, the usage of Rolling Thunder, the aftershocks to clear out angles. Even Tricky was also pretty good on that. But let's have a look at the most valuable player from the map of Heaven, and it's going to be interesting. Is it going to be okay? It is Sangram, the Neon from the likes of the other team, which is Team EXO IND, and his ACS is 296.0. But then once you are delivering a performance, but then your team isn't winning, I really doubt that if you want to be the MVP, still want to be the MVP or not. Regardless, his performance was really good. He was outstanding. He was delivering. At least he was the one who was able to get some frags and assists as well. But at the end of the day, the win ratio counts. If you're not winning this game, at the end of the day, you will not be qualifying for the next up matches, and you will be getting eliminated aggressive.
A much more quieter performance had to be from Alpha Warrior was still up in the scoreboards, getting a lot of those frags, but frags alone are just not always going to be able to give you the advantages. Now, will it? And hopefully Alpha Warriors just gotten themselves into a little bit more of a better limelight here for their team. Going into this next map on Sunset, the Reyna's not going to be able to find even more value on this map in particular. Yeah, you can take a lot of those aggressive angles on that Reyna, find some value comes down to the tile side, because you can just dip into tiles, get that kill immediately, because you have a dismiss for yourself as this place right in front. But as soon as your opponents start adapting to your shenanigans, that's when it's just not getting fruitful to run this particular character. Hopefully, though, I've been completely wrong, and Alpha Warrior, and of course this team has now built a completely new and different strategy that they can. It's just been one of those games where I felt that this entire tournament and the players playing on it have figured out that Team EXO IND, one of their weakest points and one of their strongest points throughout the entire series, or even the different matches that they did play, was that Reyna. Sunbram, of course, has flown under the radar. That's why he's been having such a good performance in a lot of these rounds. But the fact that Alpha Warrior's been shut down, they don't have one of their strongest win conditions anymore.
Correct. The Sunset is going to be very brutal, though it's their map pick. Let's see how Sunset turns out. But then obviously pretty narrow entries, and a lot of util usage, dependency on util usage is going to be there. And with the likes of how Heaven went in, where util usage is again pretty required, and the kind of layered setups which could have been made by EXO IND, but they didn't have that agent composition. The veto is right in front of our screens. It's Rat Syndicate who's going to start on the defenders half. It's the strongest part of Sunset. If again they are allowed to get those rounds in their kitty, it's going to be difficult for them, Team EXO IND, because already the pressure is there after the match on Heaven, where the scoreline was not the ideal way what they wanted, at least. Yeah. Team XOIND has almost locked up their composition. Sangram again opting for that neon. It's a good pick on this map. But okay, Reina, I mean, I have to doubt the Reina pick again. You know, we saw what happened on Haven, right? A lot of things couldn't be done with that agent. You have to either go in solo and get some picks, or with the Sova, Omen, and Cypher. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to control, you know, what the other team could do. You see already Sinks is again trying to go for that chamber pick. We saw it on the last map as well, but then he ended up picking Cypher. Cypher is a good choice, of course. Okay, Cypher has been locked up. UV. Okay, this is gonna be interesting, aggressive. Both the teams.
See where they're gonna go with this one. UV for Waylay. Wait a minute, this agent selection is looking a little bit spicy here from the members of the Rat Syndicate. Now, pleasantly surprised that there is a Waylay being taken by them. The Waylay does have a lot of very specific kinds of setups and utility that you can utilize on the map of Sunset, and a lot of teams have started to really see what Waylay is capable of, but Waylay is no longer that hot new thing anymore. Yeah, of course, she got a plethora of buffs that made her a very powerful agent in the rank setting, and even in professional level as her uses and her niches in some senses, but those niches are a little bit too far into you to play it in such a professional setting. The members of Rat Syndicate are going above and beyond what we generally to do, with UV being the one to take that mantle off the Waylay for himself. I am kind of interested to see what a Sentinel player is really going to be capable of, because generally those Sentinel players are cracked out when it comes down to their aim. They can control quite easily because they have that mechanical do so, but then again, knowing how to take and frag out at the same time is a complete set that not many players have. Maybe UV does have it, but I don't know, up against Team XOIND, very risky take, because yeah, you do have that third map as a safety net where you send, but even then, it's gonna be difficult.
I mean, I haven't seen a Waylay pick in a while. I mean, obviously it has been it was released in March only, and this is September. The first week is on the 2nd of September, so not even like 3 months on the scene, and an agent pick like this can be a little bit difficult to predict, because a lot of things wouldn't have been discovered yet, that what kind of things can be done with that agent, kind of the saturated light speed, the refract, and the convergent paths. There's a lot to it. Even I would be interested to see that how, you know, Paradox, you know, does things with it. I have seen him do, you know, amazing things with his agents. The last time we saw him doing things, it was, I think, if I'm not wrong, it was on the Duelist only, but then he shifted because of his team needed him to shift down to controller or a Sentinel thing. But then now he after the map of Haven, when he was on that Omen, he was doing really well, and now on this Waylay. So this is going to be very, very interesting, and how Sunset turns out to be.
Or did my eyes just deceive?
Was it UV?
Was it Waylay?
Yeah, it was
I don't know, but like I think we both saw like completely different things. If it's UV, then I'm gonna be surprised. But if it's Paradox, yeah, it's up to his old good old shenanigans. It's Paradox after all.
Yeah,
exactly. If he doesn't want to give everyone a heart attack from time to time, or if he doesn't want to be leading a server, then you know that you're not playing a game of Valorant when Paradox is on the server. But let's just see who's actually in there, because who is the Waylay? Tricky's there, Home Poison.
Still figuring out
it, but I'm gonna be interested to see what read Waylay eventually.
Oh, okay. Hey, Savage shows up. Oh, okay. It's UV, but then a good start, a solid start from a Team XOIND. The reply was strong. The two players now. Paradox on that Omen. He's sticking to the Omen right now. It's gonna be difficult with this retake. The dark cover comes in. Side is up for grabs though. Paradox, how will he find the first pick? A lot of angles, a lot of areas to be cleared out first. Sinks and Paradox, they need to peek to in. Oh my god, again a dark cover comes in. Sangram, this angle can be creepy. He is on that raise. Okay, the last moment changes. Oh, of course, these peaks is gonna be difficult. Why did he drop his gun though? He dropped his gun for Bloodshed. Oh, okay,
Oh my
Paradox.
God.
He dinged him. Fight against the Cypher comes in, but it was too many people to deal with, right? Aggressive will always like the chances of Team XYND to clean things up, and that is what they have done. The first round comes in for them.
Goal from the Cypher Cam really just put a damper on his overall plans here. God's way, if he didn't buy that half armor, sorry, that would have been another free kill for him. And there was a good round indeed that could have come through for the members of Rat Syndicate and a possible clutch, but then again, a bit of a take here when it came down to those earlier engagements, especially with UV going in for a swing run boy. They lost out on a bunch of their players very early on in this particular round, but even then, it's just about going for a slight bit of still ample opportunity to turn this one around as a first one to take that fight immediately. Couple of good frags being taken from either side of this as Alpha Warrior is going to be the first one to get shut down here almost immediately. UV down over to a 3v3 situation as they still need to try and figure out how they're going to be able to burst this one through. Good couple of shots, good for one, looking for more over from the sideline. Savage Yoda in towards the corner. His position is already revealed, but there's not really much to try and fight against him just yet. Who needs to go in for the first Savage Yoda stun, getting one up the stinger. Raining Scream for him, gets a triple kill to his name, but the Rat Syndicate, they got pretty close to inching this round out.
I mean, when you have that stinger and you hear that sound, oh, you know you are up for a problem. In this range, at least you at least want a shotgun. Otherwise, the chances of you being taken out is maximum, and that is what has happened there. Savage Yoda turned out to be the savior of that round. Not actually the savior, but then he performed a 1v3 situation, and I think in that way, he converted the round for his team. That was pretty fast. Homeboy there takes some Sangram this time, but Alpha Warrior trades him up. Savage Yoda, that solid reply, tricky. Slapped on his face. 4v3, the entry. So easy. UV, okay. But question is aggressive. What is he doing alone? I can understand the fact that he wanted to use that light speed, but still you need some support. Again, Paradox and Sinks are left out with nothing.
Don't like how this is going for them. Just making a lot of big mistakes at the time, and they are compounding and more on it from still gonna be Paradox is alive and kicking. Do even more in this particular round. He is in a little bit of a bad spot here. Position mind. Paradox just TPing across over from the top row. Paradox! Oh my god, perfectly played out on the over TP. He gets the clutch that he couldn't get in that first round. You can see the laugh that he is absolutely ecstatic about this one. God, these teleports, especially the teleport that he did on top of the box, that was not. I can 100% guarantee you that this was not a Paradox TP. He thought that he was behind the box instead because he lost more of a safer angle, but he was like, oh, I'm on top of the box and he hasn't killed me yet. Perfect off angle for me. It's all part of the plan. But I know for a fact that Paradox, you did not plan that.
Oh no. You're stuck. Oh, Sangram. Poor Sangram. Everything was correct, but the connection. Oh, goodness me, Sings. He connects too with that Guardian though. Homeboys. Stop running, my friend. Savage Yoda was just over there, waiting for someone to creep in. But then Team XYND, this time it's a surprise for them. Rahul don't spots him. Nothing he can do right now. The camera is very slow, but there's two players pushing in. Sometimes this aggression can be a little disastrous. It's a 1v2. Oh, he tried to do a Paradox moment over there, but then little quickly execute that. But then yeah, I'm still stuck on that Paradox on where you were explaining the fact that it wasn't planned. But if you ask him aggressive, was it planned or not, he would 100% say That was the plan, my friend.
Yeah, of
That
course
was
he
the
would.
plan.
It's fair. I watched Paradox for enough amount of time to know that that was not a planned out round, especially when he did a laugh like that. Sometimes the game of
Yeah.
Valorant really just comes down to you having that perfect moment where you as a team are just able to fuck
My
value
God.
and for no apparent reason, UV just tried to pull SYNDICATE. He was trying to bait out the showstopper from, so he didn't want any of his teammates to get run on down by it as he was trying to run on away from them. The members of Rat Syndicate, they're a little bit uncoordinated, but situations like this, being yeah, it's gonna be an issue. But if your teammates are still alive and kicking to give much value in a particular round, you can do so much here. Paradox goes in for the sprint in to give him the big save. Ladies and gents, says Rat Syndicate. They are taking this entire defensive side by storm. They lost out on the first 2 rounds, but after that one clutch by Paradox, it seems as though no one's gonna do any wrong here.
Exactly. The third round comes in really quickly. You know, once we saw those 2 early rounds from Team XOIND, the kind of pace they had on their run, I think it has again slowed down. Things they're trying to do here, you know, this is why the Reyna is such limited, right? Little can you make combinations with that agent? Look at oh, this is why Wele. UV is just, you know, coming in, uses his light speed, comes back. Actually, there was a refract which he used over there. He comes in, light beacon on the ground, comes back in with the information. It's okay, homeboy. Is he gonna make the move though? There's a one-way Omen dark cover placed already, which means this A entry is not gonna be easy. Sangram he's holding. He needs okay. He needs a lot of points for that. Ultimate to get activated. The overdrive is there. The homeboy is just waiting. This is so frustrating. You can't get such easy entries. The Reyna Empress is there. They're still wanting to go inside this. And if you peek like this, okay. You need the trade. Oh no, you can't. You can't, my friend. The paint shells doesn't help in such situations, and you're stuck. No, the overdrive has been committed. Information was revealed. The paranoia comes in, but it isn't for the save. Oh, they're cleaned up pretty quickly. Rat Syndicate are just making things worse and worse for Team XOIND. The poor old 6 was stuck over there. I mean, what can you do? Both the Omens committed their paranoias, but everything in favor of Rat Syndicate. Scoreline says 4-2. They need to figure things out really quickly because this is Sunset. This is Team XOIND's map pick. They have lost on Haven, which was the first map of this best of 3 series. Losing this would mean that they will get eliminated and Rat Syndicate will move ahead. This is the last chance for Team XOIND. This is a must-win game. And if they win this, they drag this to the decider, where it will be a best of 1 series. But then, before we see the lights of Ascent, they need to deliver a special performance because Rat Syndicate, I can understand the fact that the defensive half is something which teams look up to on a map like Sunset, but you still need those cushioning, which I have been, focusing and stressing on since yesterday. And I'm sure Aggressive and Salty would agree if they would have been here. Aggressive is there though with me. Need a scoreline of 4 rounds. UV finds Sangram. What was he trying to do? And he comes in, loses the refract, goes back in again, comes in again.
God.
Oh, literally spammed, but Homeboy is in. This is how you play a double composition, but Alpha Warrior shows who's the alpha there. Stops Homeboy's movement. Tricky, he's also there. Okay, this shot. Should have waited. He could have got one more. Sinks, okay. Everybody's out and fighting. I cannot understand the fact that Team Rat Syndicate isn't attacking, but they are making it look like that, right? Aggressive?
They're that confident. Confidence is key whenever you're playing on the side of Rat Syndicate, but maybe too much confidence is a bad thing. But when you have Sinks on your team, that's a completely different story. As ladies and gentlemen, these players, they are just gonna keep on as the members of Rat Syndicate showcasing to us exactly what they are capable of at this very start and all the way up till the very end. All of us are just up and gunning to take these gunfights up against Team EXO. They want BO3 series as fast as they possibly can, understandably so, because they want to move to the next stage of the tournament here already, because they know what to expect. That grand final stage is waiting and calling for them. That revenge story up against Chillcourt is what they are fighting for. But for the members of Team EXO, they kind of have that exact same dream. UV not really having the phenomenal performance that he did in the first initial game just yet, but that's completely fine. And he looked towards his back, but Homeboy comes in for the double. The collateral coming in from the operator finds so much value for his side. Now Paradox in the corner gets another kill. They have the frags that they wanted, and now Alpha Warrior all to try and go in for the last. That's why the frag over onto one, but now needs to worry about the rest. Team EXO, they just don't have what they need for this fight, and Homeboy just so quick on the trigger. 6-2 as Rat Syndicate, they take this round again for themselves.
You know, once the spike was dropped in that position, it was a good night for Team EXO IND on that round. Specifically, you know, once Homeboy got that collateral with that operator, he got three frags, right? It was amazing. Like, this is why Homeboy is so, you know, what do I say? On this Neon, he can be a little irritating for teams. But yesterday we saw how Chillcourt dealt with him.
Was taken.
But okay, very last moment pause. Interesting. Interesting to see. But still, the scoreline is 6-2. Rat Syndicate is dominating Sunset. It should have been the fortress for Team EXO IND, but that hasn't been the case. We know what Rat Syndicate can do. They are a quality team. They have quality players, and they're just stepping up.
I mean, it's just been a little bit sad to see that Team EXO just hasn't really been able to find so many instances where they are able to be the team to really step forward and take the initiative in a couple of these fights, because knowing what they have in their arsenal, knowing the level of utility that they do bring onto the table to a certain degree, it's just not really as easy as you would have expected to, because there are so many of these fights that Team EXO have been taking that are completely unnecessary, or there are moments where they need to take a very necessary duel but they tend to shy away from it because they were not really prepared for so many of these fights. And that preparation does take root on how you want to lay out a particular map. They're making a lot of their strategies on the fly. They don't have anything in mind that they want to do on that attack side, and it's really showing for the map of Sunset. Yeah, of course you picked up on the map of Sunset because your own pick of Haven was not there, but to go into this map without a plan up against a team that knows how to utilize the breach combination, it is a little bit, I would say, problematic to say the very least. But I digress. Give them a chance to just get these last couple of rounds for themselves, as one player did disconnect. He's going to be joining on back in soon enough. Don't really worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. What you should be worried about is all the deals that will go away if you don't check out the link down below in the description, and also the one on the side of the pinned comment. Because if you want to rank up in the game of Valorant, if you want to compete as well, make sure to check out Reliance Digital right now, because in the celebration of the Intel Gamer Days, it's the perfect time for you guys to upgrade. And hey, if you want to get yourself an Intel Core Power Gaming laptop, the offers are available up till the 14th of September. But the offers for the side of Team EXO India are not going to be available because, oh boy, they'll already lost out on one of their key pieces. That's going to be Sungram taking the back seat, and Team EXO riding on the back of Sungram for a lot of these executes. For quite a while now.
Oh no. Tricky is just
UV's having so much fun. He just used his refraction on his own teammate, and Tricky just killed Sags. He wants more kills. He got a 4K for himself. Good job, Tricky.
yeah. You know the image on Tricky right now. It says loser after using that shot dart. But then, yeah, we know that Tricky is a quality player, of course. But then, in something for Team XOYND, this time Sangram is back. Of course, they're looking pretty tensed. Than being tensed, or I would say, a lot confused. Because they aren't able to figure things out. Oh, Alpha Warrior this time takes it on Waylay, which is UV. Covers the gun. Alpha Warrior uses the Empress. But Homeboy is alive with that operator. It's Homeboy.
What is he doing with an op like this?
Me. He took down Alpha Warrior, who was on his back.
The fact that he even got a kill is like... How is that even possible? These players are just cracked out of their minds.
Yeah.
I don't know how to realize this, ladies and gentlemen, but look at Sings and his perfect timing. They have no idea where he is. A perfect knife could be on the cards. Multiple frags to his name, and it's gonna be Sings, the perfectly backed out Cypher, who instantly got in those frags. And ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be an insult turnaround tail as they go to the opposite side of the map. Cypher's hat does get popped off here immediately as the guy's just going to be able to make a full-on sprint towards the opposite side of the map. He knows exactly where Snacks, I do believe. I remember that Salty told me yesterday what was the perfect pronunciation, and I do believe it's Synax going up against Sinks. And now, of course, Sinks, he had that proper read because, again, if the Sova wanted to go towards B main, then he had to go turn also his own camera. And because he did not, this did happen. And it seems as though Rat Syndicate, they have a message to send.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that too. But yeah, that's a good way to state, right? Aggressive, thank you for that. Synax going up against Six. Okay. But then, yeah, you were talking about this moment. Right? How did you get that pick? I think it's because no boy, right? See, I mean, Alpha Warrior was not even part of that cycle. He was just going back, simply walking back towards a different angle, and he got taken out before he got taken out, Homeboy. But anyways, that's how it has been for Team XOYND. This time, they have the result, they have the Hunter's Fury, they have. Okay, it's like a fast push coming in towards A. They know that, and Sangram takes down Sings with his showstopper. But Paradox is up on the boxes, waiting for a pick. You should not peek, you should not peek, but okay. Alpha Warrior says, I'm covered. Hunter Fury comes in. Relay board being used. Oh my god, where is Godspeed looking at? Overdrive comes in. Side! And just check it. Didn't check the corner. Costed him, and only Tricky is left out. With the Hunter Fury in the postbound, this retake is not going to be so easy.
Never mind, maybe for Tricky it could be easy. Does have the recon bolt in the corner that he can utilize to give him a bit more space, but even then, not gonna be enough. Instead, it's gonna be Snacks. I don't know. Snacks? Snacks, I do believe. Let's just call him Sings. Let's just call him Sings because I think that Salty has now infected my brain. We can ask him later when that second game rolls around when he's coming back, but he's infected my brain with what he said yesterday. But for Rat Syndicate, they're infecting this battlefield with their absolute energy because now the members of Team EXO, they've picked up on it. As for now, stability is going to be key for them, but it seems as though UV again, he just keeps on dashing into tile in every single round. And he's been hoping that maybe, just maybe, he can do this play, he can get a clip out of it.
Yeah, this time, picks out Sings. He's inside the side. Okay, from the shadows. Used, but wait, what? Why? The spike wasn't planted. Oh my god. Why on earth would you peek like that without even covering that angle? I mean, just to sum up, aggressive. It has been that kind of a night for this team. Team XOYND literally struggling. Okay, the convergent path has been committed. Waylay for the win. Paradox comes in for the save. Oh boy, was literally jumping and swirling, but look at you. Using his Bucky, actually his shorty, and now swapping out his gun. 9-3.
All the members of Rat Syndicate, they're just out in the server to have fun here. You can tell all of their players are just running around and doing whatever the hell they want here. Knowing them, the confidence is pretty much warranted because they are a group of very skilled and individually talented players. They don't really have to worry about much. They've won everything. Down in Tier 3, Tier 2, and even in Tier 1, so for them, going up against one of these up-and-coming squads, being Team EXO India, it's not really anything out of the ordinary, but the extraordinary will happen if whether or not they're going to be able to stabilize and really come back in towards this game, but it's never going to be that simple. Nade already utilized, but a perfectly timed out paranoia was what they needed to try and break through these defensive lines. Alpha Warrior has too many players that he has to worry about. Runs across, he couldn't really do much because 4 players peeking in towards him. Doesn't matter what you do, you're instantly going to fall as Tricky. Having a bit of fun on his own accord. Does have a shock dart in hand to maybe kill Six once again, but that's probably going to happen after they went out on the round because Paradox, he's going to be the one to take a backseat. And now time to lock in because Rat Syndicate, they need to win this round. Otherwise, this 9-3 curse is something that they do not want to deal with.
Yeah, true. Position Sinks is holding. Will that be checked?
Probably do not know.
His HP
They do not know.
Oh no! Yeah.
Shock dart, do it. Do it. Nah, never mind. He didn't do it. If it was me, I would have done it.
Yeah, true. And he would have, I mean, obviously irritated his teammate. But then, anyways, regardless of the fact that 10-3, I think for the second time in this best of 3 series, Rat Syndicate has got this number up before Team XOYND could. I mean, of course, we saw a 5-13 scoreline in the last map. Looks like, I mean, they want to just do it better, Rat Syndicate. They thought, why to give them 5 more rounds as well? Let's close it at 13-3. Waylay, he just runs in. Homeboy is also running in. How do you deal with such speedy agents? I don't know. These boys have no clue. Bucky comes in. Oh, stops him. Oh, no, oh goodness me. Oh, Godfrey got 1. But Yuri and Tricky, they are...
Tricky, how did he find 2? Wait, what?
Savage Yodha, oh.
Okay.
Oh, knife, 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 knife! Oh my god, Paradox. That's Paradox for you. Use the TP on his face.
I want to know, right? What the hell just happened in this round? First of all, Tricky just killed UV. The shock dart came in clutch once again. He heard my voice in that last round. He got another teammate for himself. He wanted that 4K that badly. 11-3 now on the scorecards with Paradox sending a message on his own accord. A perfectly planned out knife. And now, Rat Syndicate is just about finishing this game out as quickly as he possibly can. Short side fully under control. In for the fight here up against Arena. They're still going to need to try and take this duel, but this is a completely stacked outside that they do have to worry about. So Ground's going to be able to find that double. The shotgun being able to find the value that they needed for their team, and now it's all up to UV. Doesn't really have the best of weapons, but never mind. He just runs across and he somehow still gets a kill. The stars are aligning in some way, shape, or form for the members of Rat Syndicate. To have this much fun and still be able to play Valorant at such a high level is always such a difficulty for them. But now it's all up to Tricky, down over to a 1v3 situation to try and get this clutch for his team, get the 12th on the board. Will it be difficult? Yes. But is it impossible for Tricky? Absolutely not. But never mind. If Alpha Warriors on the opposite side of your screen, then yeah, maybe it is impossible.
Exactly. this situation. They get finally 1 round on board. I think they were expecting that A push. They were constantly doing the same thing. They didn't change things up. And of course, sometimes confidence can creep up and become overconfidence, which is what you should not be doing so for likes of Rat Syndicate. They will now take things seriously. Will they is the question, because they're again stacking up the A part. Looks like they're again going to come in really quickly towards A. The question is, will Team XYD read the similar kind of movement? So I see only Cypher stacking up this side, and they are wanting to play on a retake. Looks like that. Yeah, they will get the sound though. They quickly went in and taken this side, but then wait, the dark cover isn't there. No smoke. Why? Why is there no smoke here? But doesn't require smoke. He doesn't require the smoke. Goodness me. These guys just wanted to give us a heart attack. Listen, guys, if you are watching, if you are viewers, if you are wanting to become pro players and wanting to play at this level, this is not how you play. I am not recommending this aggressive.
I mean, do you know what we should be recommending them if they do want to play on this level? To make sure to check out the links down below in the description and also the pinned comment on the side, because you never want to let your device hold you back, because the Intel gaming days are here now, ladies and gentlemen, and now's the perfect time for the upgrade, because Reliance Digital has brought some exciting offers for you on various Intel 4-power gaming laptops up till the 14th of September. You can get an instant cashback of up to 8,000 INR on purchases of the Intel 4-power gaming laptops, and exchange benefits worth up to 20k INR. Remember, these offers will not be lasting not only up till the 14th of September, so make sure to check out all the links down below in the description, also pin comment, because it seems the Rat Syndicate, they're going to be pinning the members of Team EXO on a wall, because
oh boy. Look at
good god, oh boy, he's already down. He just went into market at that rapid pace. Paradox gets another kill on a god spree. What is happening in this game? I have no idea. They're in their spawn.
Yeah.
Oh bro, they're in their spawn.
That too with the spike, my friend. That too with the spike. Oh my. And saying, oh, you okay. Ouch. We got punched. That's okay. I mean, Team XOIND. Cyber Cage finally being deployed. They need smoke right now. Can they clutch it though? They have been having fun all around. One satchel left for Sangram. He will use it. He comes in. Oh,
what?
What does it mean? Why did Sinks not come in with him? That was the expected angle. And the flank from Paradox. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. He hasn't. This is a round for Paradox. It's appropriately made for him. He has 2 shock darts left. Dark cover being committed. Okay. Why Paradox? Why?
I mean,
Oh god. God. He has it.
it's just Paradox being Paradox. The guy even gave a dart cover, right, for him to fully defuse. He wanted to, utilize the dart cover, and it was falling down to try and block his vision and then immediately go in for a swing. I like the idea, but man, you're behind a wall that is completely, that can be wall banged. I have no clue what he was trying to go for there. I mean, it's Rat Syndicate after all. This last round, sorry, was an absolute nail biter of a one for all the goddamn wrong reasons. But for Team EXO, another saving grace, I would say, to just try and maybe turn things around for themselves. They don't really have the best of eyes, and Sinks is just waiting on the opposite side here. He does take a lot of damage in the process, but the members of Team EXO, there's not a lot of things that you can predict up against this team. Oh no, tricky. I saw that. He came in running with that shock dart. Oh god, these players, they're an absolute fun to watch.
Ooh, homeboy, he had the plan, but this time God Spree, he locked his aim. Oh, Sinks didn't have the HP. Oh, reload. Why did you want to reload? Savage Yoda. Okay, the recon dart will reveal his position. He has a Spectre. Oh my goodness.
Shot.
Shot. Okay, Paradox again. He has the plan. He has the plan. He is coming in, but he doesn't have the sheriff in his hand. UV, he has to deal with a lot of things. The spike is dropped. He needs to recover that. And a high-low setup. It's not gonna be easy. Okay. One has a stinger though. UV, will he expect? Okay. That'll be interesting. He doesn't have time, of course. He's gonna get spammed. And 12 to 6, the scoreline says. So finally some improvement from Team XOYND. Still are on the game point. Rat Syndicate, they need to close out. Maybe in this round because they will get the weaponries to deal with Team XOYND in a better way.
She signed an album for our show, and because I am a selfless as hell woman, I'm
I
giving it away to
forgot
one of you
that
lucky listeners.
there's a radio
So
station
go
on
ahead,
this
tell us
map
which
on this
Mary
side.
track is your favorite for a chance to win.
Yeah.
The small like details that Riot adds, that's what makes Valorant such an incredible game to play. If you really do explore every single map, ladies and gentlemen, you can find those proper like Easter eggs that no one will ever find unless you really look for them. But for Rat Syndicate, it seems like they're gonna be looking to take a very aggressive hit. Poor old Godspree got the jump scare of his life because of the way they jumping in towards the side, but another round that could be won out by the members of Team EXO, as this one was supposedly going to be going in their favor regardless of whatever happens, because this, of course, is lethal coming out from the members of Rat Syndicate. They don't really have the best of buys here, but then again, they aren't really a team you count out even when the weapons are not in their favor.
True. Paradox, he has a stinger. Opted for a Eco by. Ooh, okay. Got 3 catches. The second one as well. Satchel being used and right on your face, Tricky. 7th round comes in. Okay, now Rat Syndicate, they need to stop fooling around and they just need to understand the fact that Team XOYND is not a team to have fun with. Regardless, they have had a lot of fun in the whole best of 3 series. Homeboy is still laughing, just showcases that they are not under pressure right now. The overdrive is ready as the Hunter's Fury for the Sova. Both the Sovas have the Hunter's Fury activated. From the shadows for the Omen is also activated for Team XOYND. Let's see how they utilize that. Maybe they can use it to stop the plant. Homeboy, can he find some value? This time he should wait for the dark cover to come in. Okay. This time they will wait. Willie and okay. Savage Yotha didn't find anything. He almost did. They're expecting the angle. Yeah, exactly. Things expected. UV waiting for the smoke pop in. Exactly. Things got 2. Dual theft being used. The positions are revealed. Sangram trades him up, but Tricky was just holding the CD corner. Sangram is a lone player and he gets taken out, and this time Sinks doesn't make any mistake and Rat Syndicate closes this best of 3 series and they move ahead in the Intel Gamer Days Community Cup for Valorant. Aggressive. I mean, I won't say that this was competitive Valorant action what we saw, but then Rat Syndicate gave us a full entertainment package, that's for sure.
Absolutely. This is what you want to see here, ladies and gentlemen. This is how the game of Valorant is meant to be played when you're having fun. That is for sure. But for the members of Rat Syndicate, they really, they were having fun. Like, this is how you're supposed to play Valorant when you're with your buddies just running around and doing whatever the hell you want, going in for shock dart kills, stuff like that. But this is where the skill discrepancy really came through. The members of Team EXO just didn't really have what it took to test the limits of a team of Rat Syndicate's caliber, because they have tier 1 players on their side, and these players, they have seen pretty much everything. For them, this is nothing. But for the up-and-coming team, for Team EXO, this was a phenomenal performance, to say the very least. They tried their hardest, they did their best in what they could, but that compositional disadvantage that they do have by running that Reyna was very much apparent here for this particular game. You can tell that the Reyna just didn't really find as much value as she could have, because the team couldn't really rally behind her. There's no real set plan and strategy that you can utilize where the Reyna is always going to be the one to find value. There's a reason why ISO in particular is so prominent in this current meta, because when you have that shield for yourself plus the kill contract being utilized, you can pick someone up that is trying to rush your team and stop a rush onto any side, or stop the attackers, stop the defenders from going in from instantaneous rotations by catching up a couple of these players that are trying to sit inside of the site, or the players trying to rotate out. It's those small, nifty little things that make ISO such a powerful agent, but Reina not so much, because Reina requires skills to be valuable, while ISO can just exist on the server, utilize a kill contract, take someone out of the fight completely for a solid 15 seconds, and even if he loses the fight, even if he doesn't get a kill, he can still bring so much into a round. And
Correct.
you could tell that Alpha Warrior, yeah, he got a lot of those trades off for his team. Yeah, his aim is phenomenal. I will not say that Alpha Warrior is a bad player when it comes down to his aim. He's just being very limited in his own agent pools because it doesn't really valuable. And it seems as though my green screen has completely left the server, just like the members. Just like the members of the members of Team Exo. But we're gonna be heading on down over into a very short little break, ladies and gentlemen, as I try to fix these issues, and we're gonna get this scoreboard up for you guys as well back at home. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a lot more Valorant action. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and my green screen is back as well. It seems as though the green screen wanted to be back for the statistics at the bare minimum here, because for the Intel Gamer Days Valorant Community Cup, the games are just going to keep on continuing. This particular BO3 series, though, it has now come to a halt. It's a little bit sad to say that the members of Team EXO India are going to be the ones to bow out of this tournament. They will not have any more says throughout this game, but what is the biggest surprise is the way that this map of Sunset actually played out. Players who see the statistics will never know the full story. They could be like, oh, Team EXO, they did a pretty good job of trying to take this win. It's actually not that bad. With other than Godspree having such a difficult performance. But honestly speaking, this was not how the game went at all. Now did it, Oro? We have seen things that have been etched into our memories for the rest of our lives.
Correct. And that is something which Team EXO IND would have to look onto for future references. This is something they have to figure out before they face a team like Rat Syndicate in future, and also a lot more other teams, because they have played really well. But then when you are up against a quality team and quality players, you really need to be having plan A and plan B, and a lot different plans and executions with as individual players. Also, if you're stuck in a different situation, you need to have those flexible movements and outcomes which you have to come up with, otherwise you can get stuck. This match had a different MVP, of course. This is Tricky, who was also getting frags for the opponents. I mean, he got two kills, which is not mentioned, of course, over here, which was with the shock darts. But yeah, all fun and games apart, he got 20 kills, 14 deaths, and good ACS of 279.0. Headshot percentage showcasing that he was hitting most of his shots, and just showcases the quality of a player he is, right? Aggressive.
Absolutely. This is tricky for you. The guy got kills on the server on his own team and is also on the enemy. He's consistent all-rounder when it comes to him being needed on the server here. Tricky. Just being an absolute unit is one thing, but being the MVP of the entire series is another. Paradox takes the limelight for that one. Consistent performances all throughout with a 46.91% headshot percentage. Paradox really showcasing that, hey, even when he's having fun, he's gonna be an absolute tornado that the enemies do have to deal with.
Correct. I mean, he has been an absolute star of a player. Yesterday we missed him, of course, but then he has stepped up. He understood that how important his role is for his team, in making a win situation or a different situation which happened yesterday. So yeah, definitely he's just warming things up for the main matches to come in. We knew that Rat Syndicate would end up on a winning note here, because they were the favorites coming in this lower bracket. But then they are one of the teams also who we wanted to see in the grand finals against Chilcot, because that is something which we are also waiting for. We'll see that if that happens or not. But before that, I think Rat Syndicate did a very good job.
Absolutely. These are the kind of performances that you would want from your teams. And hey, for the members of Rat Syndicate, this performance should carry forward in a little bit more of a serious fashion to their grand final stage. Of course, don't forget they have to step forward to the lower bracket grand finals. They still have one more game that they need to play through, which will be the winners of the second series of Team Asterisk up against the members of Last Hope. But for now, we're going to be buying on out for this particular stream, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back with a lot more Valorant action soon enough. And as we are going to be heading on out, make sure you guys back at home check out the links down below in the description and also the pinned comment on the side, because Reliance Digitals have given you a lot of discounts on Intel Core powered gaming laptops till the 14th of September. You can get an instant cashback of up to 8,000 INR on purchases of those set laptops and exchange benefits of worth up to 20k INR. Make sure to check out all of these deals now, because they will be disappearing soon by the 14th of September, as all of these are limited. But as you guys are checking that one out as well, make sure to hit the like, hit that notification bell, and of course hit the subscribe button to get notified when we do go live almost instantly, because the next game is going to be at 5 p.m. So if you don't want to miss out on that jazz and see exactly who will be joining Rat Syndicate for the lower bracket grand finals, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a lot more Valorant action for the Intel Gamer Days Valorant Community Cup.